Module 2, the debugging framework. This is where a lot of people waste enormous amounts of time, so I want to give you a repeatable system. When something breaks, the difference between fixing it in 2 minutes and fighting it for an hour usually comes down to how you ask for help. Look at these side by side. On the left, the wrong way. My app is not working, fix it. You'll get generic answers, guesswork, and a lot of wasted back and forth. On the right, the professional way, you give the AI exactly what you'd give a senior engineer sitting next to you. What happened, the exact error, the relevant code, and the expected outcome. Same AI, completely different result. The quality of your answer is bounded by the quality of your question. So here are the 4 inputs every good bug report needs. What happened in plain language, user clicks login and nothing happens. The exact error message, copied verbatim, not paraphrased. Only the relevant code, not your whole project. And the expected outcome, what should have happened. Get in the habit of gathering these 4 before you even open the chat. Here's a template you can literally copy and reuse. Notice the structure. You cast the AI as a senior engineer, state the problem, expected versus actual behavior, the error, the relevant code, and then 4 explicit asks. Find the root cause, explain it, give corrected code, and tell me how to prevent it. That last ask is the one most people skip, and it's the one that actually makes you better over time. Save this template somewhere you can grab it fast. Quick but important habit before we go further, actually read the error. Most beginners see a red wall of text and panic, but an error message has 4 parts, and once you can read them, it's a map, not a threat. The type tells you the kind of error. The message tells you what went wrong. The location gives you the exact file and line, and the call stack shows the path that led there. In this example, the answer is sitting right there. User card, line 14, something is undefined. You've narrowed an entire app down to one line before you've even asked the AI. When you're debugging, it helps to know which neighborhood you're in. Front-end problems, UI not rendering, components crashing, state issues. Backend, API failures, auth problems, database errors. Deployment, environment variables, build failures, hosting, config, and edge cases, slow internet, empty datasets, huge uploads. Naming the category narrows the search before you even ask the AI. Let's debug a real one together. Classic front-end bug. The login button does nothing. Look at the left. The handler is written correctly. The navigation logic is fine, but the button was never wired to it. There's no on-click. The fix on the right is one line. Bind the handler to the click. The lesson is that nothing happens is almost always a wiring problem, not a logic problem. When a click does nothing, check the connection before you rewrite the function. Now a backend one, your API returns a 500, a server error. On the left, we fetch a user and immediately read user.profile. But what if that user doesn't exist? You're reading a property off nothing and the whole request crashes. The fix is the guard clause on the right. If there's no user, return a clean 404 and stop. The pattern to internalize, always handle the empty case before you read from a result. Most backend 500s are a missing what if this is null. And the one that catches everyone works perfectly on my machine, breaks the moment it's deployed. Here's why. The API URL is hard-coded to localhost. On your laptop, localhost is your server. On a deployed host, localhost is nothing. There's no server there. The fix is to read the URL from an environment variable and set the real address per stage in your env file. This is failure mode number 1 from earlier, made concrete. Hard-coded local values are the single biggest reason something only works on my computer. And here's the loop to run every time. Capture the error, send it to the AI with the template, understand the root cause, apply the fix, retest, and then, this is important, ask the AI for a prevention strategy. Then loop. The mindset shift is don't guess and don't thrash. Each disciplined pass through this loop narrows the problem until it's gone. One safety rule before the activities, because you'll be pasting a lot of code into AI today. Share the bug, never the secrets. Before you paste, strip out your API keys, your database passwords, any real user data, and internal URLs, and replace them with obvious placeholders like the right-hand side here. The AI genuinely does not need your real keys to find a bug, and the safe habit is to treat anything you paste anywhere as if someone could